and I waited for 4 whole hours trying to get the sandbags today in the excruciating heat. The car was dying on me 3 times, and it was bumper to bumper, and we could only move 4 to 5 feet each time through the whole system, from on Big Bend Road to East Bay High School. It took to the irrigation place 4 whole hours to get there, to get sand, and I'm exhausted.
How were the other people? Like, was there panic or people just taking turns? Was there any pushing, shoving?
No, there wasn't any panicking because we had police officers out there, and we had people directing traffic at all times there. So it wasn't panicking or anything. The school was just letting out at 3 o'clock when we got there. And we got there at 2:35, and the school started to let out on the elementary area, and then the high school let out at 3 o'clock. So it was all confusion, congestion out there in the 2-lane road. It was all bumper to bumper. The stop and go lights weren't working as fast as they should have. It seemed like you're sitting on them forever just to get a green light.
So do you think that, given the gravity of the situation, do you think that schools should have not been in session today so people could get sandbags and go to the collection centers in an easier system? Or do you think that the schools contributed it to more chaos outside?
It was a lot more chaos outside because of the school system letting out. But all in all, we were just all on the edging of the road, letting everyone go by, traffic go by us back and forth on the 2-lane road. And if it was mainly 1 to 2 people in a car getting sandbags. Older people like me, I'm 66. We had even older people at 70 years old by themselves getting sandbags. Wow. So we had help there. At first I had to start digging sand and putting it in bags by myself, me and Cade, my grandson. And then they told me to go to another area, follow a woman on a tractor, go to another area, and they would help me get the sandbags for me if I wouldn't have to do no more work.
And so did you notice at the place that you might have had the wrong amount of sandbags, because it's supposed to be 25 per resident? Did you notice that there might have been an error in how many you received and were supposed to receive?
I asked them personally twice, did you put 25 in my car? I said, you loaded my car awfully fast, not within even 5 minutes time. Did you put the 25 in? And I had a man there with a broken accent saying, we did the best we could, ma'am.
So, okay, so if they gave you 17, that was the best they could do?
Yes.
So I guess if you're going to go to the South Shore sandbag unit, maybe you might want to count your sandbags, or maybe they're even out of sandbags at this time.
The majority of the people there have to do their own shoveling. Was
there enough sandbags left, do you think, to accommodate?
There would have been if they would have done that right. Okay. I had 23 sandbags in my trunk of my car. They were supposed to take those bags and fill them all the way up and give me 2 more extras.
And they didn't do it?
They didn't do it.
Did it look like they were running out?
No, they didn't. Was running out. The tractors were coming in and out with sand and dirt, putting them in great big old sand, automatic sand transfers to put the bags of sand in there for them. All they had to do was load them up in the trunk, and they were flinging them around like they were nothing at all, like they were air. And they were tossing them into the car. They had 3 people tossing them into the car.
Lastly, do you think that these sandbags will protect the house from Hurricane Irma? Do you think it's worth it to wait 5 hours in line for maybe 17 sandbags?
From what I read on the news flyer, they can deteriorate, the sandbags can deteriorate just as quick as they were put into the sandbags themselves. You have to be careful with them.
Okay.
Not to put them out too soon.
Exactly. So I guess that was your sandbag experience. Thank you.
It was terrible.